By virtue of the authority conferred upon me, I constitute this assembly a congregation of the University of Cape Town.
Please remain standing for the national anthem. Deputy Vice-Chancellor, I have the honor to invite Rory Sang Museli, President of the Student Representative Council, to read the university dedication.
At this time of celebration, we, the members of the University of Cape Town, reaffirm our mission to nurture rational and creative thought and free inquiry, to strive for excellence in teaching and research, to educate for life, and to address the challenges of our society. We undertake to advance these ideals in a spirit of freedom and responsibility, and through consultation and debate. We celebrate our founders, benefactors, and predecessors, those who have built the fabric and nourished the values of UCT. To those of you who will graduate today, we wish you courage, wisdom, and purpose. To those who will leave the university to learn and work elsewhere, may you be sustained by those values which unite us here today and advance them in the world beyond, as a love of truth and of learning, and of this, our university.
Please be seated.
So hush, little baby, don't you cry. One of this morning, you gotta rise up singing, and you spread your wings, and you take the sky until the morning. You gotta rise up singing with Daddy and Mammy standing by.
Wasn't that great? I think we can give another hand of applause. UCT Opera School soprano Sibongile Mtambu performed Summertime from George Gershwin, Porgy and Bess. She was accompanied by Johan Chun, who recently won the Fine Music Radio Bursary Award. The national anthem was led by students from the South African College of Music, and the South African College of Music is a department within the University of Cape Town, and accompanied by the organist Alexios Vikatos, and I think he will be graduating this afternoon with an honors in chemistry. I think we should give him a hand of applause. Alexis Vikatos also received the class medal for honors in chemistry, was the winner of the Gordon Percy Memorial Award, and is the nominee for the James Moyer Medal of the South African Chemical Institute. The processional march music was performed by Black Roots Marimbas, led by the African music student Sky Dladla. So I just would like, again, it's my pleasure to say hearty welcome on this auspicious and joyous occasion on behalf of the University of Cape Town. Now, everybody would agree that graduations are joyous events and affairs for everybody, for the graduates, for our parents and family and loved ones, and then obviously from the staff who teaches them. And then one could actually say, for everybody, this is a day marked by a sense of achievement and an atmosphere of celebration. So for many in the audience today, the event marks the culmination of a great deal of hard work and in many cases, sacrifice. And for that, I would like to say well done to all of you. I also would like to say to you that the University of Cape Town strives not only to transfer a degree to our graduates, but we would like to offer a degree that is embedded in a set of values that will hopefully set our graduates apart. And these are values that talks to critical inquiry and the receptiveness to alternative ideas that it engenders. It also talks about service, talk about social responsiveness, and very much talk about integrity. And we would like to see that every graduate that leaves the University of Cape Town leaves with that set of values, and then also become ambassadors for the university out there in the broader society. I would like to extend my congratulations, therefore, to all our graduates. I would like to say and leave a message with them to say, go out there and make our country, our continent, and our world a better place. And finally, I would like to also welcome the head of our sister institution, Dr. Prince Nevatalo. He's the Rector and Vice-Chancellor of the Cape Peninsula University of Technology, and he's also here this morning. So hearty welcome to you, sir. Deputy Vice-Chancellor, the university's Distinguished Teachers Award, given only once to an individual, recognizes the teaching at any or all levels by a member of the faculty who has made a significant and lasting impression on the students. It acknowledges the primary place of teaching and learning in the work of the university and marks sustained excellence in teaching. Deputy Vice-Chancellor, I have the honor to present to you for a Distinguished Teacher Award for 2015, Jacqueline Kew, Associate Professor in the College of Accounting. Deputy Vice-Chancellor, while Jacqueline has an outstanding reputation as a lecturer, her contribution to teaching are not limited to the college or to the University of Cape Town. Rather, she has distinguished herself by developing a national and growing African footprint as a lecturer, an author, researcher, and social innovator. Her driving passion in education is the belief that financial literacy is indispensable life skill. In the lecture theatre, she believes in instilling both a passion for the subject as well as an understanding in students. Language can form a significant barrier to the learning process of students. To address this, she spearheaded the Bukela Ufundi project, which includes short concept videos on key accounting topics translated into isiXhosa, isiZulu, Xitsonga, and Sesotho. These are but a few of the many significant contributions that Jacqueline has made to the teaching landscape. Deputy Vice-Chancellor, I have the honor to invite you to grant a Distinguished Teacher Award for 2015 to Jacqueline Kew. Deputy Vice-Chancellor, I want to introduce our guest speaker for this morning, Norman Arendse. Norman was born and bred on the Cape Flats. He matriculated at the Alexander Sinton High School in Athlone in 1975 and holds a BA and LLB from the University of Cape Town and a LLM from the University College London. Norman served articles of clerkship under the late Dullah Omar from 1981 to 1982 before qualifying as an attorney. While attending the University College London, he was awarded Purples, the equivalent of Oxford Blues, having represented the university in cricket and football. In 1984, he returned to South Africa and opened the Legal Resources Centre in Port Elizabeth. In 1986, he co-founded the Labour Law Unit at UCT with Professor Clive Thompson. He joined the Cape Bar in 1988 and was conferred the status of Senior Counsel in 1998 by former President Nelson Mandela. Norman still practices as an advocate and is a member of Cape Town and Johannesburg bars. He is also a keen sportsman and serves in the administration of cricket and football at the national level. Ladies and gentlemen, Norman Arendse.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Deputy Vice-Chancellor, distinguished guests, and most importantly, the graduands and the diplomates and their parents, family, and friends. Just on a personal note, it's, as you would have gathered from the generous introduction, it's just 40 years ago today, not today, but 40 years ago, that yeah, maybe today, because I had actually initially registered to do medicine, but just a few weeks later, I met someone who should be well known to you, and especially those in the legal profession, Dullah Omar, who was our first Minister of Justice in the new democratic government. And he persuaded me otherwise, and I then went on to do my BA, LLB at this university. And I remember that when I had to graduate in 1978 with a BA degree, it was at the time when many of us, or I think most of us, black students at this university boycotted ceremonies like this. At the time, the Chancellor was Harry Oppenheimer. And I remember that my late dad and my mom said that I must graduate. This is a big day in their lives, like I'm sure it is to many of you parents and family and friends today. And my dad, who was illiterate and who worked on the city council for some 50 years, and my mom, who was a textile worker, also illiterate, they eventually prevailed, and I sort of reluctantly said that I would attend the graduation ceremony. I had to go down to, is it still called Bremner, or has it been renamed? I remember going down to Bremner and having to borrow a tie to attend the ceremony. My father then, at the time said, look, I'm going to die, and I must see you graduate. Anyway, 2 years later, I graduated with the LLB, and he said the same thing. And there I was. But I never regretted it, and it was a huge moment for me personally and for my family to attend the ceremony. The university then, in 1976, was a hotbed of political activity. I recall very fondly many gatherings taking place in this great hall. I remember very clearly people like Graham Bloch, who I think has served on the UCT Council with distinction in previous years. He's still one of our best educationists in the country, because NUSAS played a very prominent role at the time in the student struggle. And much of what happened on the 16th of June 1976 flowed over onto this campus. The campus was swarming with security police. There were lots of rumors flying around, some quite recklessly, that certain people were government spies and that we should look out for them, and some of them may even have been unjustly assaulted. Such was the climate of oppression and fear at the time in 1976. My first, I want to just mention three things and obviously focus on June the 16th, and I've been asked to speak about it and how it connects with us today and with the youth of today. But my first political experience, I didn't come from parents who were learned, who went to school even. As I said, my parents were illiterate. I was the first one of 6 brothers to matriculate and to attend university and to graduate. So in 1968, I was about 9, 10 years old. My father sat at the dinner table with 9 of us around the table, and he opened up a letter and he said to me, "You're the one in this family who can read. You must read this letter." And the letter was a notice of eviction from the house we were occupying in Wynberg, because we had stayed on the White Plumstead side of the road. And I read that letter. And we all asked questions of our parents. Why do we have to move? All our friends are here, white and black, Muslims, Jews, Christians. It was a vibrant, multicultural society that we were raised in. And he just said, look, you know, he was very old-fashioned, and he said, the government says we must move. And that was my first experience. The other experience was in 1974-75, when I was a student at Alexander Sinton High School, and a group of us formed there, mainly actually to oppose the use of the school hall by then colored representative council politicians, Reverend Hendrikse, Tom Swartz, some of you may remember. And we successfully ensured that the hall was not used by them. At that time, there were already connections and interactions with the South African Student Movement, the South African Student Organization, very much influenced by the Black Consciousness Movement at the time. Many of you will remember the iconic Steve Biko, who featured very prominently. So at that time we were highly conscientized, highly politicized about the oppressive system that we were in. You may know, you should know, that political organizations like the ANC, the PAC, AZAPO, and other political formations were all banned at the time. So it was left to the workers and to the students to take forward the fight against apartheid. I left, I matriculated at the end of 75, and then, of course, in 1976, on June the 16th, very much like on a day like this, it was an overcast, cold day in Johannesburg, in Soweto, when students gathered under the leadership of Tsietsi Mashinini at the Morris Isaacson School in Soweto, a gathering reportedly of between 10 and 20,000 students, decided to march peacefully to the Orlando Stadium, and they were also going to deliver a petition at the offices of what was then called the Bantu Education Department. They never reached the stadium, they never reached the department, because they were confronted by the police, who opened fire and shot and killed some 200 students. Of course, I don't think any one of you will forget the iconic picture of Hector Peterson, who really represents what happened that tragic day. And today we commemorate the 40th anniversary of Youth Day. Now, one of the things that after all these years I'm challenged about are the use of iPads and things. So let me just open this. So June 16 is a watershed event in the history of our country. The protest on June the 16th was ostensibly about the imposition of the Afrikaans language on black African students who led the revolt at the time. But of course, we know that, like many of the protests in recent months, recent years, that protests about whether it's about service delivery, whether it's about fees, whether it's about statues, it's always symptomatic of other bigger issues that are being contested in the communities. June the 16th jolted the nation from its slumber and rejected the inferior education that the apartheid regime had implemented. It changed the course of history and accelerated the downfall of the apartheid system. June the 16th, and in subsequent days, it wasn't only June the 16th, June the 17th, June the 18th. For 2-3 days, the protests continued, not only in Soweto, took hold, especially here in Cape Town, in many of the disadvantaged, poor areas, there were protests, and many students were also killed. The post-mortem reports show that many of the killings, I looked at some of them last night, many of the students were killed and were shot at point-blank range. They were shot either in the head or in the heart. So it was quite a callous, cold-blooded murder of many students. And that is why we must never forget the contribution that they made and their families made towards where we are today. The country in 1976 is much different to what it is today. In 1976, we lived by what is described by a colleague of mine, Jeff Budlander, in a paper that he wrote, I think. We were in a state of lawlessness. The laws that were made were illegitimate. The laws that were made were evil, and they were designed to underpin an undemocratic and vicious state. It is what he called rule by law. By contrast, today we live under the rule of law. We have a constitution that enshrines a Bill of Rights and that guarantees life, liberty, property, freedom of movement, the right to vote. You're going to be voting in the next couple of months. Don't take it for granted. Exercise your vote if you want to influence the shape and the outcome. Then you must exercise their right, because as you've heard and you would have read in the past couple of days and tomorrow as we celebrate June the 16th, these rights were hard won, and they were won on the backs of many, especially youth, who were shot and killed. So we should not take it lightly. On the occasion of the assassination of Chris Hani in 1993, past President Nelson Mandela said the following to the youth, addressing himself to the youth: "You have repeatedly shown that your love of freedom is greater than that most precious gift, life itself. But you are the leaders of tomorrow. Your country, your people, your organization need you to act with wisdom. A particular responsibility rests on your shoulders." Of course, in recent events that happened on this campus and many other campuses around the country have again shown that the youth will always be at the forefront of change. It's what is called these days transformation. What does it mean? Transformation means essentially that you must challenge the status quo. You must ask critical questions of conventional wisdom. And those of us who are sitting on the stage, the acting Vice-Chancellor today, Deputy Vice-Chancellor Dani Visser, was a lecturer of mine. All of us here, the VC of Seaput, we must deal with those challenges. We must answer those questions. We must engage so that we can make the country a better place. The youth are the heartbeat and the pulse of the nation. Through them, one can measure the political temperature, whether it be in relation to service delivery protests, anti-poverty drives, challenges to the gross inequality in this country between the have and the have-nots, and discrimination on the basis of race, gender, and LGBT. And it's obvious why that is the role of the youth. As you get older and you have children, it will remain the role of the youth. Why? Because they have the energy, they've got the belief, and they've got the confidence to drive these projects forward. But when you leave the graduands and the diplomats today, when you leave here, especially the younger ones, you must channel this energy constructively so that we can build and rebuild the country. As regards the future, the good news is that you are graduating today, and you must be congratulated heartily for graduating from this prestigious university. It takes hard work, dedication, commitment to achieve what you have achieved today. The not so good news is that this is only the beginning. I know it's a cliche, well-worn, that life is a journey, but it's so true. You've now achieved another milestone. You need to move on to the next. But the future is unpredictable, and it's difficult to determine what lies ahead. But you've been privileged. You've been privileged to be armed with specialist skills and knowledge to negotiate your way through the uncharted and unpredictable territory that is the future. And there are many, many millions of South Africans who are disempowered and who are vulnerable and who are poor, who look to you today to take us forward. Especially commerce students, who presumably many of you may go into other areas. You're going to be involved in the economy. Our economy is in bad shape, and it needs many of your specialist skills and knowledge to turn things around and to lead the way. I conclude with a quote from our past President Mandela when he celebrated Youth Day in 1996. The working youth is critical to our future. The economy depends on your hard work and efforts at improving your skills. You can make ours one of the most prosperous nations in the world. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Norman, for that powerful words and for taking us back again to what actually happened in 1976, and also to remind us the lessons that came out of that, and as a key message for our youth going forward. Thank you very much indeed. And Mbongi is a composer and orator of poems of praise. Limbongi offers critical commentary and narrative on the state of society through their Isibongo. Here to offer a poem of praise and Bongo in honor of the graduands, their families, and their teachers is Sky Dlatla. Or Sangha.
Khani ndiboneke nindlebeke ndisityandigila. Khani ke ndiboneke amehlo ke siqondisane. Mandiqale kwala manyange ndithi bhotani ninazinxiba mkhaka. Nina zithwala ntwe ndithi utheni nina nabazali. Sihlobo nani salamane ndithi utheni nani sinxiba buchopho. Nina sinqondisa kowethu. Suke nasikwa inimba. Kuthi mandigide, kuthi mandikhense, kuthi mandikikibe. Ngoba kaloku le ntwami usathane idalile. Ifikile ngelokelo xesha madoda. Ide yafika nele mini lebizwa nelakho igama. Hambani niye kwelo lizwe. Lizwe nezirhala Seningadyobheki madoda. Sizingqomba isifuba siyazidla ngani. Basala isisulane zonyembezi kaloku. Ngoba le peni biseyiphicothekile izawubuya. Uvuthiwe umqubu kade udutyelwa madoda. Yitheni ithemba mqala uzawuginya. Sithi ngxe nakuni madoda. Umhlu umsebenzeni wenzayo. Ningaba kaloku abo bantu banamabele abhonxileyo. Aphuma amasi nobuso olwazi. Ningumthombo wemfundo. Apho ezintsana zisela khona. Yanihlompa ka ufela. Dit is 'n groot dag vir julle. Yes, geluk almal. This is the time for you to go out there and conquer the world. Congratulations to you all, people of great honor. Auguri. Posaviayu. Okamba gabu umntana uciwosha umuntu omlambo uthithi kumsuthu umjoba umsuthu. Uthiko loshe makawagalo yahuqa. Ephume sithi ndinje nje kumama ndinje nje uta dili yoko ndinje kumama ndinje uta
Thank you very much, Sangi. Well done. Thank you.
By virtue of the authority conferred upon me, I admit to the degrees specified and grant the diplomas specified to the candidates recorded as in absentia. I shall now grant the diplomas and admit to the degrees specified the candidates to be presented to me.
Acting Vice Chancellor, I have the honour to present to you for the Postgraduate Diploma in Accounting, Mishka Adams. Ibrahim Ahmed. Nazira Ahmed. Mohammed Fayed Amian. Malin Erin Angermont. Dora Out Anwana. Elaine Clarissa Apollos. With distinction in Financial Reporting 4, Taxation 3, and the Diploma with Distinction, Michael Blythe Ashton. Natasha Lauren Bain. Dominique Ruth Battle. Tisha Ann Benetti. Kelly Benjamin. Bianca Gabriel Blankenberg. Ashley Megan Blino. Ashley Megan Blino. Chandra Noreen Boyson. Samantha Tanatswa Bopoto. Chelsea Boynes. Callan Leslie Woodcroft Brown. Trilby Claire Wynne Brown. Michael Pierre Brunga. Dylan Robert Bywater. Susan Cameron. Joshua Leo Sesman. Tanai Vincent Chikonda. Mohammed Rais Chikta. Gabriella Michelle Christian. Carrie Charles Clegg. With distinction in financial reporting 4 and the diploma with distinction, Bryce Conrad Cochrane Murray. Duria Bibi Dalvi. Megan Lee Davey. Alia Davids. Janique Darrell Davidson. David Law de Bastos. Intombizetu Paula Glodlo. Nontokozo Penny Dlamini. Tamar Joy Dlamini. With distinction, Joseph Dodds. Stuart Alexander Boyd Downey. Kim Alexandra Duplessis. Ryan Martin Duplessis. Wesley Daniel Duplessis. Sean Thomas Juris. With distinction in financial reporting 4, taxation 3, and the diploma with distinction, Mohammed Salman Edwin. With distinction in financial reporting 4, taxation 3, and the diploma with distinction, Sarah Stacey Engelberg. Catherine Ann Elstob. Kyle Etzebeth. With distinction in financial reporting 4 and the diploma with distinction, Mohammed Hussein Fakir. Diana Lynn Farah. Graham Douglas Florence. Angela Victoria Ford. Robert Massey Frames. Lucanio Gagana. Rangarira Gahadza. Shameen Gala. Jessie Ray Gerstner. Jessica Robin Gertenbach. Lungile Maud Gombela. Munashi Gombile Gomwe. Abada Ghulam Hussain. Alexander Dylan Gordon. Sulini Govender. Lauren Gray. Tracy Louise Green. Nicole Joanne Hammond. Bernice Harasanka. Nontando Lakanyani. Shongezo Swele. Cara Nicolette Hobson. Jessica Frances Howes. Wan Yun Shai. Sarah Robertson Hulbert. Robert Jeffrey Inskip. Charlize Sue Jacobs. Darren Tegan Jagels. Rumbudzai Petronella Jombe. With distinction, Shriya Yugnandan. Melissa Roxanne Khan. Jonathan Ellis Kaimovitz. Jihad Karambizi. Oren Rael Burke Katzif. Tulisa Kei. Sinehlankla Perseverance Kamalo. Nikita Alvina Kopman. Emil Koshi. Simone Kyle. Michael Ivan Lazard. Shanice Liedenberg. David John Leshnik. Katrine Elizabeth Llewellyn. Claire Elizabeth Lofthouse. Nan Angela Loggy. Daniel McClub. Tokazona. Who's Tokazona? Who's next? Okay. Sorry, I don't have my number. Richard Mark Lynn. Mankoba Sibusiso Mandonzela. Nitesh Magan. Nati Magella. Rotonda Silondiwe Magoma. Theodosia Mirage. Mariam Majid. Shiraz Jitesh Makan. Mushi Mikado. Imtobiso Nkosisipandula Mamba. Piwe Manzoy. Tamara Leah Magolis. Unati Tabasile Bianca Matole. Nombulelo Slondokule Mayaba. Sandisewe Sinimbali Mbambo. With distinction in Financial Reporting 4, Managerial Accounting and Finance 2, and the Diploma with Distinction, Ryan Adam Mendelson. Julia Ann Mitchell. Gugu Lingile Makabela. Aluta Ongeziwe Helebogele Mleni. Sinaguga Pamela Nyandu. Latifa Molefe. Mamarumo Asnaf Mononela. Annalena Blanchefleur Monchiwa. Naila Musaji. Prudence Shlovahang Motupi. Tembunkosi Mpofu. Asanda Mpumpula. Sibususiwe Nondumiso Mtolo. Caitlin Beth Mullins. With distinction in financial reporting 4, corporate governance 3, taxation 3, managerial and accounting finance 2, and the diploma with distinction, Carolyn Louise Murray. Nonhlankla Ndukozo Mvuyana. Danielle Isabel Nagar. Aleta Naidu. Keha Narismulu. Justina Ngumbo. Monica Njandrela Inquire. Ukona Nemushungwa. Kumbelo Navoa. Ilwani Renee Nvutalu. Melissa Candace Newman. Sabile Promise Ngidi. Senhlankla Nonkobeko Senelisiwe Ngobeze. Busisiwe Miranda Ngoma. Mbalengla Ngubani. Nomazizi Siavuya Mklota. Matthew Brian Newstead. Vuyiswa Noloyiso Nkomande. Tembeka Nkwana. Andrea Norval. Simnikiwe Sifisile Nklemeza. Avika Nonkama. Diana Dafine Nabutanda Nyendi. Nkutu Dennis Nyendi. Sisonke Nyangandiwe. Chinelo Ronald Ochlotzi. James Edward Osner. With distinction, Bianca Robin Philogene. Lavanya Pillay. Chadlin Letitia Pakpas. Justin Jonathan Poovan. Anthony Ian Puya. Matthew Hatley Pulford. With distinction, Glenn Rabinovitz. Nicolene Namakepu Radebe. Matthias Louis Ross. Livuvwani Rasifudi. Tashlin Reddy. Richard Servatius Robbins. Jeremy Paul Mark Rose. Ahmed Saheb. Simone Sampson. Dineo Subanapi Satega. Nabia Saad Osmani. Ahmed Yusuf Sadat. With distinction in financial reporting 4 and the diploma with distinction, Michael Helen Siegel. Samir Supersad. Davy Richard Siame. Sibusiso Pinky Sabindi. Puya Singh. Catherine Jean Smith. Chandra Snyders. Nikita Anelisiwe Sokopo. Vaughan Subramani. With distinction, Brent Israel Stanfield. With distinction in financial reporting 4, corporate governance 3, taxation 3, managerial and accounting and finance 2, and the diploma with distinction, Brendan Andre Stain. Scott Kenneth Stricker. Tamarisk Emma Stronach. Peter Frederick Stradom. With distinction in Taxation 3 and the diploma with distinction, Karina Subramanian. Yanyan May Son. Sarah Faith Swabrick. Marakane Telajane. Twanette Shima Tobias. Maklali Tonise. Cabello Albert Trotlang. Donna Lee Van Doek. Siviusiwe Vika. With distinction in Financial Reporting 4, Corporate Governance 3, Taxation 3, and the Diploma with Distinction, Grant John Walker. With distinction in Financial Reporting 4 and the Diploma with Distinction, Shirley Grace Ward. Lindsay Claire Welsh. Kimberly Ann Vessels. Spiwe Yaka. Blessing Zoe. Elisa Marie Ziegler. For the degree of Bachelor of Commerce, Caitlin Nicole Gray. Kim Gray. For the degree of Bachelor of Business Science, Stephen Robert Smith. For the degree of Bachelor of Commerce Honours in Accounting, Victoria Mary Andersgaard. With distinction in financial reporting 4 and the degree with distinction, Jessica Sarah Bader. Nsovo Dancia Boloi. Nicholas Desmond Brown. Christopher Michael Day. With distinction in financial reporting 4 and the degree with distinction, Patrick Douglas Dunton. Savannah Maxine Gray. Kudakwashi Korovadzai. James Johannes McGill Makwa. David Rafe Morgan. Kenneth Nyoka Mulongo. With distinction, Georgia Heidi Pooley. Fila Ralarala. Colin James Ross. Urvashi Singh. Joanne Frances Tilley. Megan van der Linde. Kyla van der Westhuizen. Guy Stephen Wagenvoorde. With a distinction in financial reporting 4 and the degree with distinction, Julian Claire Webb. With distinction in corporate governance 3 and taxation 3 and the degree with distinction, Amy Wilson. Catherine Volk. In taxation, Megan Ashley Adamson. First class, Jason Charles Andrews. Caroline Bander. Tyrrell Bipath. Shanae Robin Carlson. John Henry Fall. Muniba Gafoor. Jared Grozen. Shabnan Iqbal Mahiuddin. Masubulelo Evodia Mokele. Ndambalela Elise Ntusi. Lebohang Maita Rapetsoa. Tatenda Moyaradzi Samkange. El Kashwa. Pumlani Simon Shabalala. Lina Shapena. Rushika Valodia. David Christopher Wendell.
Well, what a wonderful ceremony. It's a really special privilege to be a part of all of your very special day today. So once again, warm congratulations on your huge achievement. And I think let's give the graduates another big round of applause. So as the graduates, some of the graduates probably know, that it has become tradition here at UCT for you to acknowledge the support that you've had from your family and friends. So please, will you stand up, make eye contact with your loved ones and family, raise your scrolls, and shout your applause. And I know also that you, really want to show your appreciation to those who taught you, represented here on the stage by the And there's one more group that I'd like you to acknowledge, and many of you might be surprised, but only about a third of the staff at UCT are academic staff. Two-thirds of the staff are the professional administrative support staff. And they do all the things. They deal with admissions, finances, and record keeping, and they run the libraries, etc., etc. And very importantly, they organize the smooth operations like today. So please give a hand of applause as well. You all become alumni of a very great university today. Some of you are already, and if you are already, it is underlined again that each of you are today an alumnus or alumna of which is in every world ranking of universities placed as the top university in Africa. As alumni, you have influence in the future of the university. For instance, as members of the convocation, you can participate in the election of the council, the supreme governing body of the university. So please keep your contact details up to date so that we can keep you informed about what your university is up to in the future. Now, substantively, being an alum of UCT also means, as DVC Peterson has already mentioned, an excellent education. And that gives you great power and opportunity to make a difference in the world. As Advocate Arendse has reminded us, the day after, or tomorrow, will be the 40th anniversary of June the 16th, 1976. And we will remember the sacrifice of the young South Africans made on that day, and in the many, many days and years after that. Many paid with their lives. Few ever had the opportunity to go to university, yet their actions form a very important part in the causal chain that led to the fact that so many, but of course not nearly enough yet, of our young citizens can attend university today. As I heard someone say recently, because they were, we are. So my message to you is honor their sacrifice by making the most of the education that you have received, as Advocate Arendse has also bid you to do. And seek out the causes through which you yourselves can make a difference to future generations. Thank you very much.
So we've now come to the end of our ceremony, and there is going to be a function in the Leslie building. So if you go down the steps and you turn to your right, you will see the building on your right. You just have to walk down, I think, about 200 meters, and the building will be on your right. And we, in fact, invite our guests of today, our graduates, together with the families, to that function. I'm also going to ask the graduates, because they're going to leave just immediately after the procession, is not to congregate on the steps, but rather to walk down to University Avenue so that we don't block the exit as people want to leave from the hall. I'm now going to ask the Acting Vice-Chancellor to dissolve the congregation, and for that I'm going to ask you all to stand.
By virtue of the authority conferred upon me, I hereby dissolve this congregation of the University of Cape Town.